I didn't care about life after football because I didn't realize how quickly it was going to come upon me.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that's real.
Yeah. It is
like
real.
life after football, start planning on it because I didn't. And when you have nothing, you just get bored more than anything. And then you got to figure out things to do.
Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm Peanut Tillman, and this is the NFL Players Second Acts podcast. And with me, as always, I got the fourth member of the OJs, Mr. Roman Harper, on the show today. What's up, baby?
What's up, baby? I appreciate it, man. I learned who the OJs was yesterday here in Motown, so we're good.
I know you lying.
I mean, not really. I don't really lie like that. So
Okay.
I'm just always surprised and I don't know everything.
We gonna talk offline about that.
All right, well, let's get to it then. Yep. Let me thank all of our listeners, all of our viewers for always tuning in wherever you pick up your podcast, whether it's iHeartRadio app or the Apple Podcast. Make sure you give us a 5-star rating, leave a review, a couple comments. Also, make sure you hit that follow button. Peanut, I'm looking forward to our guest today. We have a good friend of ours who I've got to know just through NFL ties, man.
Yeah.
Watch this guy from a long time, man. He's an awesome person. And we're really going to dig into some stuff today. So I'm looking forward to it because he's way too honest, and he don't even know it.
His 7th-round pick in the 2001 draft out of Oregon State. Played 12 seasons in the league. Made a Pro Bowl in 2007. Since retirement, he's a media analyst. He's a trainer. Has a flag football league with Snoop Dogg called the Snoop and Hoosh Flag Football League. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, TJ Houshmandzadeh.
Or should I say the third member of the OJs? Which one? Who's the third member? He's the fourth member.
So he the fourth. I don't know the names.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't know their
I just
names.
know the OJs.
I know Gerald Levert. Dad was like the original. He's one of the originals. I don't know. I'm gonna say Levert, one of the Leverts.
All right, there you
go. Have you heard of the OJs though?
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
Yeah, we good. Okay.
I mean, clearly he's trying to correct you.
No.
So,
I don't know. I've heard of him, but I don't know how many members.
Oh, it's 3.
Okay.
It's three members.
Oh, so he's like the stepson member then.
Yeah, he the stepson.
All right,
member.
gotcha.
All right.
He looked like he got the age for it though.
Now, Peanut wanted to know, how do you did we say your last name right? Because like everybody
I think
says
so.
it.
I wasn't even paying attention when you said it.
So
honestly, I
check
believe
it.
so.
I've known you,
Yeah.
played with you over the years. Like Rome said, I've gotten to know you through all the football stuff. I've never really known how to pronounce your name. I've only seen it like Chris Berman. Like maybe he said it right, maybe he said it wrong.
Say it again one more time.
I thought I said Houshmandzadeh.
Yeah, that's right. That's how I said it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we good.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so what's the TJ? What's the T?
I'm a junior. I don't really know how TJ came about. My name is Taraj.
Taraj.
Touraj. And
Okay.
I'm a junior. I don't have a middle name. Named after my father. Never met him a day in my life. Yeah.
I mean, that's silence right there. Let that soak in. So, yeah, Taraj Jr.
Yeah.
Never met him, but Houshmandzadeh. I mean, I just love TJ because that's what we all call you, so it don't matter.
Yeah.
Are
you the only Houshmandzadeh?
That's exactly what I want to know.
You know what's crazy, man?
Is that like a common name? Like if I went into the yellow pages right now, how many Houshmandzadehs would I see?
Bro, it's really crazy. So we're not going to really get into this. Right?
How you going to tell us?
I'm going to tell you, but we're really not going to get it.
Okay.
So, bro, crazy shit, man. It's a woman started stalking me, right? She changed her last name to my last name. Her ID came to my house.
No.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah, I don't want to get into this.
Bruh, crazy. Yeah. And so we won't get into that. But so I guess she's out there. We try to get her to change her name. I spent all this money. I don't know what goes on in our country where somebody could change their last name to my last name, and it's okay.
The only thing that I'm only concerned with sometimes is how do I get fan mail to my house? I'm like, bro, how you know that?
Yeah.
Bro, these people get on Google and they figure I still get it sometimes too. I don't even send it back because I don't want you to keep sending it. So
You can't. I'm going to look into the camera right now. It's cool to be a fan of anybody, a celebrity, but if you're trying to get something signed, do not, all caps, I say again, do not send your fan mail to that celebrity's home. That is like stalker type stuff. Don't do it 9 times, probably 10 times out of 10 times, you're not gonna get the shit back.
Don't go to the house, especially his house.
Don't send it to anyone's house, not even mine, TJ's, Rome's, anybody's. Like y'all can't do it.
I do have a sister though that I just realized.
Is her last name Houshmandzadeh?
It is.
Nice.
It is. My father is he's from the Middle East, and she just moved here to America from the Middle East. I want to say some months ago. She's been reaching out to me. I talked to her on the phone. But I still have yet to meet up with her in person. But yeah, so that's all I know of.
Man.
Do you get upset when anybody mispronounces your name?
No.
Okay, good.
No, not at all.
And I got to mention this because everybody knows it. The fans will know it. Me and you, we've all joked about it before. But the famous NFL commercial.
Yeah.
Number one, how much did you have? Did you even know that they were doing that?
TJ, who's your mama?
Houshmandzadeh.
No, I remember it. I don't remember the year. I don't remember the year. But I do remember being in training camp, Georgetown, Kentucky, and one of the coaches had asked me, how much they pay you for this commercial? I'm like, what commercial? I hadn't seen it yet.
Oh, you had?
And so then obviously I ended up seeing the commercial. I had no idea, didn't get 10 cents off of it.
It was one of the best NFL commercials, fantasy football ever.
Yeah.
To this day, man, I still get a lot of questions.
To
this day, yeah.
Oh man, what was it like in the receiving room, or just like on the team in general with the Bengals back in the gap? It was you, Chris Henry, Corey Dillon, Takeo, Lorenzo Neal, Chad. What was that locker room like? More importantly, what was that receiver room like?
I mean, specifically the receiver room. People that know Chad, Chad is quiet.
Okay.
Chad is really,
most people wouldn't think that.
Chad is really not a talker. I'm probably more of the talkative one.
No.
But Chris Henry is also very quiet. May he rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, we had Peter Warrick who talk a little bit. Kelly Washington would talk a little bit.
He was always dancing and stuff.
Yeah.
He was the most. He seemed like he was the dancer out of the group.
The overall locker room, though, that's what made it so fun, and I think that's the part that I know that's the part that everybody misses.
Yeah, for sure.
Lorenzo Neal, man, that dude is a character. If y'all know Takeo, he's a character. But Lo Neal, 5'10", 5'11" max, want to wrestle everybody on the team. He'd be like, "Hey, Daddy, come here. Hey, Daddy, come here. I'll pin you in 15 seconds, Daddy, for $1,000." If you be like, Lo, if you don't get away from me, bruh. And like he would pin the biggest dudes 10, 15 seconds. Can't move on the ground. Give me my money.
A state champ. Like
I told you. So we interviewed Lo
he was on
a couple weeks ago. A couple weeks ago. We had him on the pod. And the first time I ever met Lorenzo Neal, he was in New Orleans. And he was friends with a guy named Mike Carney, who he played fullback at Arizona State. So they were drunk. It was middle of the afternoon, kind of getting towards the evening. Dude, I walk up to the place that's like by my house. Mike Carney lives out there. Dude, Lorenzo Neal is outside wrestling Mike Carney. Mike Carney's like, bro, Lorenzo Neal must have body slammed this dude like 15 times.
Hey, well, if y'all ever interview Lorenzo Neal again, he ain't pinned me.
Okay.
I got behind him, slammed him on the ground, jumped up and ran. It was like, Lo, I'm done. Man, when I tell you he was not going to leave me alone until he got me back, I'm like, nope, I just followed on the ground here. You got it, Lo.
I do want to know this, though, TJ, because I never actually asked you this. It's like, dude, you guys had a team full of all-stars. Like, how did you guys not win at all? Like, how do we not win?
It was too much talent.
Yeah, like
it's too much talent for y'all not to win.
I mean, you had Corey Dillon, you had Takeo, Lorenzo Neal. You talked about all these guys. You had Chris Henry, Chad John. Like
y'all had balls.
The list can keep going on and on and on. And we had quarterback play. So
Carson,
yeah.
It was when you're in the locker room and on a team. It's just what you guys said, man. We have this player. We should be really good. And it wasn't until I stopped playing and you really delve into why weren't we good?
Mm-hmm.
And it's the off the field.
Yeah.
It's the lack of discipline.
Mm-hmm.
It's the complete lack of respect and structure of the guys on the team. Like, bro, because I was a part of we did what we wanted to do, man. I'm telling you, like, we when I first got to Cincinnati, bro, we didn't even stay in hotels for home games, bro.
Is that at the crib or just wherever?
We're outside. Like, guys would, I don't drink, but Saturday night for home games, like, dudes would do whatever they wanted to do. I remember vividly, I'm not going to say this guy's name. You know, you meet up Saturday at the stadium to get ready to fly out. We got a starter on our team that wasn't there. One of the 2 buses went to the airport. The bus that I was on, because I was friends with him, went to his house. I go in his house. He was asleep. We're on the way to the airport to go fly out to play. Walked in there, woke him up. Hey, bruh, what you doing? He was like, oh. Got up, didn't even put his clothes, took a shower.
Let me get ready.
They're not doing that on any other team. And he's not playing. He played.
Yeah.
And so it was just little things like that you guys know matters so much.
Yeah.
And so.
But that's coaching, though.
It's like also like I don't want to point all fingers everywhere, but like TJ said, it was like you don't even know you're in this broken situation until you like get out. You like, bro.
That's all like, Cincinnati was the only team I had played for up until that time. And so I had no, and I can give you a bunch of stories. I'm not going to do that because y'all,
I've heard some.
I've heard a couple of them too.
I've heard.
And I will say that was that was pre-Marvin Lewis. But, you know, when Coach Luke comes in, he had to change our mindsets and the culture, and it takes time.
It takes time.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. Now, you talked about discipline and seeing some things, and I've heard you talked about how you weren't supposed to be in the league.
Yeah.
You weren't supposed to be it. And then I listened to you do a couple of other interviews, and I didn't even know this, but you didn't graduate high school.
Yeah, did not.
So you didn't graduate high school. You take a year off. Some people call it a gap year, right? We'll let you call
it a gap year.
All right, you took a gap year, then you go to JUCO.
Yeah.
You go to JUCO, and your coach is like, dude, you're not going to be here that long. You need to go get a GED. Was that probably the best advice you ever got? And do you ever talk to other kids about, everybody's always like, oh, you graduate high school to be worth anything successful, and you are the one that didn't have that?
When I do talk to kids, I tell them to avoid that part of it because I say I was lucky. People, you're not lucky. You were blessed. I don't know how that happened, man, to be honest with you, because I didn't play a lot. I didn't play a lot of football growing up. And so it wasn't as if, like, football is my sport. I got to make it happen through this avenue. I had a best friend. He's still my best friend to this day, named Kush. He went JUCO. We was always together. And I'm like, man, he leaving? Like, I got to go with you. I'm not staying here. And so I just basically followed him there. And I tell the head coach at my junior college, Frank Mazzotta at Cerritos College, he didn't want me there. They thought I was a problem, really.
Yeah.
Never smoked a day in my life. And during the springtime, my eyes, the allergies. So I'm constantly rubbing my eyes. They thought I was high. And I'm like, I talk a lot. I'm fighting in practice. He was trying to send me home. I'm like, bro, I ain't going home. And like literally trying to get rid of me because he thought I was high all the time. And I was just growing my hair and I didn't know how to put it in a ponytail. So my hair was down. My eyes are red. They're like, this dude coming to practice high every day. And so that same dude, Cushy, broke his foot. I was his backup. And he broke his foot like a couple weeks before the season, and I became the starter. That was it. But yeah, I do talk to kids, but you can't not graduate.
Yeah.
Coach Mazzotta telling me to get my GED was a blessing. I still talk to Coach Mo to this day. I'm taking him to lunch probably next week when I get home.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, my path was very different.
Yeah.
It was different, but it turned out pretty good for you, though, because I know that 2007 season, you had a good year. You made the Pro Bowl. Like how great was that when you found out you made that Pro Bowl? Like what was one of the first things that went through your mind?
Honestly,
Yeah.
I should have been made it.
True.
That was what went through. I should have made it the year prior.
Yeah. But that's how I go though, man.
Yes.
And when we were playing,
Yeah.
you made the Pro Bowl, it meant something.
Oh, for sure.
And so, the people that may watch this now, it ain't like
No.
I'd be a 10-time Pro Bowler today's game because nobody wants to go. But it was satisfying. It really was, because the steps that it took to get. I don't like football. I love it, even to this day.
Yeah.
Like I've always loved it. It's always mattered to me. Like when I got married, my wife would, can we take a vacation? I'm like, you can take a vacation. I got to train. You can't train. You can't take 2 weeks. I'm like, no. And so like I used to run myself into the ground. I'm like, I'm not taking a vacation. You can go take one, but I'm not going. And we didn't take a vacation until probably my 8th or 9th year in the league. And I was getting advice from other players and other people like, bro, you can take a vacation.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah, I got to work out. And so that was even to I just love football, man. Like, and it could be because I didn't have a father forcing me to play sports, that when I gravitated towards it, I mean, to this day, like I just love the game, man.
So, you talked about Pro Bowl voting. I know, Thomas. We're gonna do that. But I want to know your opinion on Pro Bowl voting versus All Pro voting.
I was All Pro more than I was a Pro Bowler.
Weird.
That's so weird. To me, none of that makes any sense, because you could be first team. It happened this year.
Yeah.
Antoine Winfield Jr.
Mm-hmm.
He was a first team All Pro, but he didn't make the Pro Bowl.
I mean, it's a popularity contest because
Yeah.
you vote as players. A lot of players, it's after practice. You don't want to vote. You trying to get up out of there and go home.
Yeah.
And or I talked a lot to all the DBs that I played against. I didn't care.
They didn't like
They
it,
ain't
so
want.
you didn't get the votes.
I literally had a partner on another team that was a safety. Like, bruh, they do not want to vote for you. I said, I don't give a fuck them.
Yeah.
I had that same situation.
And I'm like, bruh.
I wonder why you was dipping people
Hey.
after they got tackled.
But you know what's
Donald
crazy?
Driver.
I think I'm cool. It's just once the game starts, I'm not your friend.
I agree.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm not one of them dudes that before the game, hey, bruh, no, I don't want to talk to you
Yeah.
during the game. I'm going to talk. But after the game, once I calm down, I'm cool.
Yeah.
And it could be that. And I think you a cool dude. So I couldn't, people meet me and be like, bro, I hated you when I played against you. I'm like, for what? Like, I was just playing
That's
hard.
what Calvin said about me.
But I guess that's a respect thing. I'm not a dude that, hey, we running the ball here. You can chill. No, I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
I'm not doing that.
I didn't like that.
And we scrimmaged against these guys, the Bengals, and like they didn't even let y'all practice because
I remember
you guys
that.
were. I mean, clearly we thought y'all were. I'm not gonna say what we thought about y'all, but you guys didn't even get to practice, and we were ready to go against these guys, and they didn't practice. So
I remember that.
Those practices always end up in fights, though, because we played.
Well, we were ready for that.
We practiced.
We were ready.
We played.
We came in thinking like, all right, it's Chad and TJ. Only Chris Henry practiced.
Peanut. Listen.
But like we didn't practice. Like we were ready because we thought something's gonna happen.
Yeah, for sure.
I
get it.
We had across the league, you'll see the Saints are having a joint practice with the Bears. The Chargers are having. We would see this and we're like, when are we gonna have a joint practice with somebody? So we finally had a joint practice, and Marvin Lewis gets up and he's talking about what we better do and we shouldn't do, and TJ and Chad, you guys will not be practicing these 2 days. What you mean we not practicing?
I was ready for it.
I don't want y'all, because the first person gets in a fight, you're not playing. I'm like, I'm not going to fight. Yeah, you are. He would not let us practice,
They
bro.
didn't practice.
Saving you from yourself.
They didn't practice.
He would not let us practice, because I was fighting guys on our own team in practice. And so Marvin was like, no, like, I got in a good amount of fights just in practice on our own team. Just like, don't hold me. Because I'm not going to bully nobody. I'm not starting it. I'm like, bruh, stop holding me. And then they say something, and then we fight.
Yeah. But that's how, for those listening, I couldn't tell you how many fights I got into.
Yeah.
Me and Brandon Marshall, I fought Devin a couple times. I fought Musa Muhammad a couple times. But at the end of the day, it's just like you fighting your brother.
It's all love.
Like, it ain't nothing.
Yeah.
It ain't no cheap shots, so you ain't trying to, end a career.
Ain't nobody took no helmet off.
Ain't nobody
Swung
took a
for
helmet
real.
off. Yeah, like, you fighting, and then you're a little
Bunch
you're a little
of
mad
energy
for a minute.
wasting activities.
Yeah. But that, to me, though, that's competition.
That's it.
Like, it ain't no cheat. It's just like, yo, I'm mad. Well, let's go. What? F you, let's go. You fight, take a couple plays off, the next period, y'all got a scrimmage or y'all got to go against each other again, and then it's like, all right, we'll
I
stop
totally
holding.
forgot about it.
Yeah.
You literally might line up and be like, we good, let's go.
Yeah, and you just keep it moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That handshake
that's
for
that
your
grown
son.
man. Yeah. That's
We
that
gonna teach
handshake.
it. We gonna teach it.
They got to teach my
All
son
right,
that
TJ,
handshake.
I want to talk about your transition from the game. And you've been open about some of your struggles that you had post-career.
Mhm.
Because like you said, you love football.
I love it.
And, you would have played for league minimum,
Yeah.
but you only wanted to play for a good team.
Yeah.
But you would have played forever if you could.
Yeah.
Good teams don't need you, though. So when you get offers from the bad team, like, dude, I don't want to be there.
I'm good.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that part, accepting that, and then moving on from that, and then maybe some of the struggles that you had, because that's why we like to come on and bring
That was a
guys on
mistake on my part.
Not playing for the bad team?
Yeah.
You should have just did it.
Yeah, I should have done it because I love the game.
Yeah.
But what happens is you start to watch TV and you hear, oh, go win a Super Bowl, go play for a good team. Well, they're in that position because they don't need me.
Right.
And so I should have done it. Obviously, you can't go back and change it now. That would be my advice to anybody. If you love the game,
Play.
just play, man. If you have enough money, don't let your agent gas you up saying you need to make this. Just go play. Because when it's over, it's over.
Yeah.
And I'm over it now. Like, I have no problem with it. But at the time, it was just like, damn, I'm better than him. I'm better than him. And I could be playing, but it's not happening anymore. And I was like, all right, I'm done. Then you get calls. You be like, oh, I ain't training. I ain't been working out really like that. And so that part of it, I would say about the first year out, it was tough.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize it was tough because I'm fine. I don't think I stress.
What
I'm
made
not
it tough?
just watching the game and being on a routine. That's probably you're on a routine. We live off of a schedule.
Yeah.
We live off of an itinerary.
Mm-hmm.
7:30, you got to be here at this meeting. 8:00, this meeting. 9:00, this meeting. And so it was like, now you don't have this itinerary. It's like, what do I do? And so that's what it was. I mean, for me, it was I took my kids to school, come home and just be like, all right, what's next? And I did that for a year,
Yeah.
maybe longer. And so it was just like, I got to start doing something, bro. Like, I'm a bum. Like, what is this? But that takes time because, they always tell you, all right, you got to start preparing for life after football. I didn't care about life after football because I didn't realize how quickly it was going to come upon me.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that's real.
It is
Like
real.
life after football, start planning on it because I didn't. And when you have nothing, you just get bored
Yeah.
more than anything. And then you got to figure out things to do.
At what point in time did you realize, like, okay, I got to get off my ass and move? Because you said you did it for about a year, maybe a little bit more than that. Like,
I
what
can't
defining
recall
was there a
exactly
defining
what
moment?
it was, but I remember people at networks, ESPN, NFL Network, contacted me. Hey, man, you want to come in and do NFL Network? You want to come in to Bristol and do some work with ESPN? And so I started doing some of that, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And they would tell me, like, you're really good, you're honest, but you're not disrespectful to the players. It's just real candid. And so I started doing that, and I enjoyed it. It was the next best thing without playing, I
There we
guess.
go.
Yeah.
And so kind of forces you to watch the game, forces you to understand what's going on and why a team may or may not be doing certain things. And so it was like I was playing, but I wasn't.
Was that it? Getting into the media space, did that help you move on from football? Like missing the game?
You know
Because it was
what?
still kind of
I would
fresh.
say yes, but back then, I didn't look at it as it. Because, again, like, no, I don't let things bother me, man. Unless it's something big. For me, it's just like, whatever. It's water off a duck's back.
That's what I want to. That's a great point, because I've heard you in another interview talk about how you don't show emotion, and it's how you were raised. I'm like, I want you to dive into that. Why don't you show emotion?
I don't know. Like, my
'Cause,
wife,
like,
my
you
wife
should.
will always tell me, do you have a heart? I'm like, what you mean, do I have
Yeah,
a heart?
exactly.
Like, I'm nice to you, right?
I'm nice to you.
And she'll say, like, during the game, I show emotion.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
that type of emotion. And when I say emotion, it's the more that I don't show emotion. It's the more, I guess, sensitive side when you're with your spouse, or even at times with my kids. I've gotten better with that because, I got girls and that's what they need. But I was telling somebody this. I remember vividly when I left the junior college, my mama said, "I love you." And it felt weird because I hadn't heard that a lot.
Right.
It felt weird to hear her say that to me. Because I remember
This is a vivid thing for you.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like, I love you, around our house. We didn't do that. And so that could be why. I don't know. But yeah, the emotional part of it, I think I'm a nice guy. But the emotion part of it, I don't show that unless it's like a competitive type of emotion. But to my kids now, I tell them every day I love them. I try to show emotion. I try to let my son at times know that it's okay to cry.
Yeah.
But don't cry over nothing that doesn't matter. Could be a little wrong, but yeah, I guess it's just part of how I was raised and what I grew up around.
My dad doesn't know how to say I love you either. So it is how you're raised, and that's a true statement. It's okay. It can be understood without being said. And
Right.
That's what's up. That's more importantly, that it is understood and it is felt.
Speaking of love, I love how you eloquently said that.
Yeah,
I love
I was
it.
going to the flag football. I would like to know, how'd this thing get started between you and Snoop?
My son was playing flag
Because
football.
Snoop's been in football for a while. He's been
Tackle football,
Yeah.
yes. My son was playing flag football. We were in the league, and we had started dominating the league. And then they started this said league didn't want to let us play in the playoffs because we were dominating. And I'm like, this is the team y'all gave me. My son, my cousin, and other kids that y'all put on my team. Don't get mad at me because we win.
Yeah.
And so they pissed me off. And so I said, I'm leaving. So I left the league and I got in contact with Troy Vincent. I said, Troy, man, I need to start my own league. And he was like, you sure? I'm like, yeah. Kind of explained to him what was going on. He connected me with Isaiah Reese. I got with Isaiah, and we have been planning it for a few years now. And I got a buddy that works with the Chargers.
Yeah.
And he reached out to me and was like, we want to partner with you guys to do the league. And I said, bet, sounds great. So we're planning it now for 3 years. We just launched in March, had a good turnout. We had just under 500 kids, which
That's
for the
awesome.
first season.
What's the name of your team?
No, so all the teams are Chargers.
Oh, all the teams are Chargers. Okay.
Yeah. All the teams either wear the white or the blue or the yellow. But we have a location in Cerritos. We have a location in El Segundo. It's nonprofit, so all the kids that can't afford it, the great old National Football League, myself, the Chargers, Snoop, we'll subsidize them, we'll sponsor them and let them play.
Yes.
Got a bunch of kids from Snoop's Tackle League that play in the league, and so it's been fun. It's been fun. Just seeing a different age group, because it's co-ed. Hopefully, we'll get to the point where it can just be strictly girls and boys. But we have co-ed. I have a couple girls on my son's team. But yeah, we're gonna win it.
Yeah, my daughter, she just got signed up for flag football this year, so I'm really,
Bro,
I'm looking forward to
I'm
it.
telling you,
She's 11.
The
yeah.
girls are good.
Yeah.
It's so crazy because we don't see young girls play football.
Yeah.
It blows my mind how good they are. It's crazy. It's crazy. You're going to watch your daughter play, you're going to be like,
house call.
Damn, she nice.
Yeah.
Watch.
Yeah, we got to hit the gym this offseason. I got to teach her a couple things. She going to be out there smacking balls.
I'm trying to convince my daughter to play.
Yeah, how old is your daughter?
11.
Mine too.
I'm sorry. Yeah. She's 12. Sorry, Cambry.
Yeah. Mine
she's already got excited.
She's 12. She's 12. And she was like, I thought you said I can't catch. I said, oh, we can work on that. We just going to play catch every day. You'll get it.
Yeah. Now, do you ever run into like the real intense parents? Like on the sideline and they just be doing a little bit, they be doing the most?
You can raise your hand if you want.
I'm that parent.
Okay.
You that parent?
Yeah, right? I am. Everything we do, we compete.
You sound like the intense parent.
Right?
I am. I'm not gonna lie. I hate to admit that I am.
For if y'all, I know y'all, some of y'all are listening, but he's kind of like, I'm not. He raised his hands, just like, yeah, damn it, that's me.
But I do run into him also. I run into people like myself. Yeah, I do.
So how does that work when y'all two go at it? Do y'all go at it, the two, like yourself and like another intense parent? Do y'all go at it?
At times, it's happened. I'm like, whatever, bro. I don't care how big you are. But I'm getting better at it though. I am. I'm trying to stop that because my son plays AAU basketball.
I've seen him. He's a good player.
And yeah, I'm trying to get better at that. I know for a fact I need to stop that, and I'm going to stop it. But I don't talk to other parents.
Yes.
I'm cheering on our team. I never put down the other team ever. I'm not doing that to kids. I'm just cheering my team. And they may take it the wrong way, and they say something to me. And I'm, bruh, don't you talk to me. I'm not talking to you if you don't get up out of here with this. And I don't care how big you are because I'm not afraid of you. And I've never gotten into it with anybody. A couple verbal altercations, but nothing physical. But I'm trying to avoid all of that because we there for the kids and not for us.
There we go. So TJ, it's funny that you raise your hand and say that because in my family, that's my wife. I call her Tiger Mom.
Hey.
Like she's very intense when it comes to our kids in sports. And like you said, Peanut, there's no like direct, like we're not firing missiles at each other.
No.
It's all like you yelling for your own team, they say something, then
especially when they losing.
Yeah. Then our parents say something louder.
Yes.
And then it's like, I mean, we have proxy wars and ain't nobody fighting with each other.
Is it like, that's what I'm talking about, Rome? Way to make that other kid look terrible.
No.
It ain't nothing like that.
It's more of, let's go, let's keep down. Come on, keep.
Yeah.
And they just take, especially when they're a good team.
Yes.
And you're beating them.
I think basketball is really weird, too, because the kids can hear the parents.
Mm-hmm.
The parents can hear each other's parents.
Yeah.
Everybody can see each other. You're in a gym. It's intense. AAU gets very competitive now.
Yes.
And so it just kind of happens. And especially if you're dealing like my daughter's team, it's emotional. Like girls start crying. Somebody gets fouled hard. We got a parent getting mad. Oh, that's a foul. Everybody's complaining about fouls.
It's the refs really.
The refs never call anything.
Yeah.
So it's like all these emotions that just build and build and build. And then people explode. And it's very, very funny. But I love it because that my wife's where TJ is. So then I get to just relax.
Yeah, it's
because everybody thinks it's be me, and it's not.
I wouldn't say it's my whole family, but if I get into it with somebody, they right there with me. Because we
got to ride.
My family, my wife and my kids, my daughters, we're tight. It's just us.
Yeah.
And so practices, everybody goes to practice. Everybody goes to games. And I guess that's not common because people are like, man, y'all here every day. We ain't got nothing else to do. What else we go? And so we support each other. When my daughters were athletes, everybody's at the practice. Everybody's at the games. And so that's what we do. And so we're invested in our kids, and my daughters are invested in their brother or sisters. But yeah, we roll deep. But I'm avoiding that moving forward.
Yeah. Speaking of invested, who are the people that invested in you? If you could do Mount Rushmore of 4 people that really, truly invested and showed emotion and just everything. They poured their heart and soul into TJ from the time you were born till today. Who would those 4 people be?
Wow. That's a great question. I don't know if I have 4, really, to be honest with you. And some people may be offended by that. But I'll give you 4. I would say, obviously my mother, but I don't think she invested in me like that. She don't watch. I played as many games as I played. My mom has been to less than 5 games in my entire life.
Really?
From high school to JUCO to college to the NFL. Less than 5.
Not a guess that.
But I'll put her on there. She probably doesn't deserve to be on that. My uncles, Adrian and Anthony, they for sure. I don't recall this, but my uncle Adrian used to always say, like, you were my son. You were with me in my Mustang all the time, and everybody thought you were my son. So I'll throw those guys in there. Outside of that, that would probably be it. I mean, nobody else. I would say my sister, she's passed away now, but I remember when I went to junior college, I didn't have any money, and she gave me about $250.
Yeah.
To go to college with. But outside of that, man, nobody. I kind of did it on my own, really, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, come from nothing, man.
Yeah.
Come from nothing. My sister's the oldest one, then it's me, brother under me, then my youngest brother. The first 3 didn't graduate from high school.
Yeah.
Just the youngest one did.
Yeah.
And so we kind of, we got it how we lived and just did whatever we wanted to do, man. I was technically a grown man at 13 years old, outside in the streets doing whatever I wanted to do. And I'm like, I look at my kids like I couldn't imagine them doing what I was doing and partaking in activities that I was partaking in. At that age, I don't even know how they could survive that. And I did it like I was a grown man. And it's kind of crazy.
Survival, man. Well, look, all I can say is thank you for coming on this podcast, blessing them with this energy.
I like y'all, man. Y'all cool people.
These great stories. I'm liking this.
The best thing is like, hey, man, we have better conversation. We have even deeper conversations at the bar too. So we gonna get TJ going again.
Yeah,
so.
Just so when they see me at the bar, just know I'm just cranberry juice and pineapple juice mixed. It may look like a drink, but it ain't.
That is true. That is true.
Hey, man, we appreciate you coming on the podcast. Thank y'all for listening. Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio.
Is this your outro?
No, I'm just going.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me get you. All right. Let's get us out here the correct way, man. Let's give me. Hey, thanks you for always listening and tuning in wherever you pick up your podcast, whether it's Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio app. Make sure you give us a 5-star rating, leave a review, a couple comments. That's always good. Telling us what we're doing great, especially with all of our guests like TJ. He's got a great story. His upbringing, everything else, man, was beautiful. And
I appreciate
the great stories from Cincinnati. I know we should get more and more. You guys just leave a couple comments. Hopefully we'll reach out. We'll get the rest of that, man.
Please leave comments.
Yeah, man. Make sure you give us a follow
Share,
as well.
Subscribe, follow.
Share, all those other things, man. We're going to get
Hey, can I say something really quick?
Go ahead,
when you just said Cincinnati, it made me think. When y'all brought up Chris Henry, that boy's son is an animal.
Really?
Yeah.
He just moved to California, and I've worked with him a few times. Whoa.
What's his name?
Chris Henry Jr.
Chris Henry Jr. Okay.
All right. Be on the lookout.
Be on the lookout. Chris Henry Jr.
Animal.
Chris Henry Jr. We learn something new every time we come out here, man.
You heard it here first.
He'll be
NFL
playing in
Players
the
Second
National
Acts
Football
Podcast.
League. I guarantee it.
Okay.
Big statement.
I like it. Hey, Peanut, TJ, fourth member of the OJs. That's Rome. Hey, y'all, we out. NFL Players Second Acts.